HLS Show Me How, using Inline Bing Generative AI with Microsoft Viva. Hi, I'm your host, Michael Giannotti, and I'm excited to talk to you about this today because it is just plain cool, and it's something you can do today. But if you have questions following this, or if you have comments, suggestions, you want to see additional content, you can always reach myself and all my colleagues at aka.ms/HLSblog. That's aka.ms/HLSblog. So on with the presentation. So let's first talk about today's agenda. We're going to quickly just review what Viva Topics is, because I'm going to show you the example using Viva Topics, but it's important to note, and I'll reiterate it, you can do this anywhere where you need to gather content and place it within Viva. So for example, maybe you're doing a post, news, information, etc. You're doing research and you want to do that. Everything I'm going to show you is going to be equally applicable, and that'll become very apparent as I go through. Then we're going to quickly talk on topics. Then we're going to quickly talk about what Bing Generative AI is. Then we're going to dive right into the demonstration. We're going to get our hands and feet wet, and we're going to use some generative AI. Finally, we'll have some resources and next steps so that you can start doing this yourself. So let's continue on. Where's my little mouse? There we go. So first of all, Viva Topics, what is it? Viva Topics is all about knowledge and expertise in the apps you use every day. We bring it to you in the flow of work. So for example, in Viva, if you're doing, or in Teams, if you're doing a chat or conversation, being able to put a hashtag and have it show up. Here they're showing an example within a SharePoint site or a connection site where we have this topics page that has been created, and it's really about AI creating the initials, although you can manually do that, and I'll show you an example. But where you have these pages that pull together knowledge, expertise, or subject matter experts, content that can be documents, it could be web pages, etc. Having AI generate them as suggested pages, or individuals doing that, or even using Microsoft syntax to generate, but then having it in the flow of work. And right below here, they're showing this example, and I'm looking at my big screen here, where there was a reference to this particular A11Y. They mouse over and they get the topics page card, which gives them pop-up kind of information. They can drill in and then see the entire piece of content there. So topics, very cool, great piece. I use it, I would say, almost every day at Microsoft, especially trying to find subject matter experts. And when I'm doing research and needing to get information, topics is what I use. And then I share it using a simple hashtag. And we'll show an example of that. This is just some further showing organizational knowledge graphs that get generated and shown where we have related topics. And then you can, of course, mouse over and see all those as a part of that topics page. So it's just this rich bit of information and knowledge that we present to it. But how do we augment it, supplement it, make it even richer using something like Bing Generative AI? Well, Bing Generative AI is this new feature that's available via Bing, and I'm going to show you how we bring it in line right into Microsoft Edge to produce creative and informative content for different purposes and audiences. And that can be emails, it can be blog posts, a paragraph, an idea, and all kinds of other things that we might want to do. We have different voices we can use, the tone, professional, casual, enthusiastic, funny, informational, and then even control the lengths of it and have generative AI generate that content, which we can then review, edit, and then make available. So let's go ahead and take a look at actually working with this. So I'm going to open up, here we go. I have my demo instance here, and it's called Microsoft Smart, it's Smarter Health. And it's this, I am logged in as Dr. G, and you can see we have learning insights, goals, engage, and we've got things that we typically see. but I want to go ahead and add content into topics. So I have a topics page that's not what I wanted. Here we go. I have a topics page that I manually generated. You can do that very simply by coming in, and I'm going to say manage topics and show the topics that are here. And you can see here I can click this plus new topics page to generate one. But the beauty of it is AI typically it's gonna run through all your graph information, create suggested pages, and then you can put like a little description. It'll give you suggested people, and then you can pin people as authoritative. You'll also get suggested files and pages, and you can ping those. And then of course you get this related content. Look at right here, we've got like terzepatide, if I'm saying that right, or brincidovir. I can't even pronounce these, but you can see here, and those can take us to related information. But we want to increase the relevancy and the richness of this. So what if, we want to add information more about antivirals? Well, I can go ahead and we can click edit here. And once we do that, we get into our editing mode, and I'm going to come in here, and I could, if we wanted, we could go ahead and let's say we add, I'm going to say I'm looking to add text, and there is a text web part that we can add. So there we go. And you can see we can do all kinds of stuff with formatting and pictures and hyperlinks. But I want to look up and use generative AI to add to this. So how do we do that? Well, first of all, it's important to note, I have downloaded and installed, and in fact, in the post, I'll have a link to where you can get this. I have the dev edition of Microsoft Edge. I also signed up for a early adopter account with Bing, and I have all that again with links. It'll be in the post for the Bing generative AI portion. And what that gives me to make all this simple is this. Notice my upper right corner. When I moused over, it's Discover. It opens up that generative AI component, and I could do chat where I talk to the AI. I can do composition, which is what I'm doing here, or insights into a given page. But I've already pre-filled this just to save time. And what I did was ask this question: what are antivirals? What are some of the biggest advances in antivirals in the last 5 years? And what are exciting research projects, mouse down, in this field of study? So I selected a professional tone. I selected it to be a blog post, which gives me sort of kind of like an essay. And then I selected long, so it did not skimp on the info. And then finally I clicked generate draft. That was it. Right in line, right? So I'm here. I want to grab that information for here. And here it is. So you can see here, it's included this lengthy piece, including my question. And to capture that and to then put that into our post, I'm simply going to come down here to the copy icon, select that, come up here, right click, paste, and there we go. Look at that. We've got that entire piece that it's populated in here for me to review. I could save, and then I could have some colleagues, maybe have a workflow approval process. But I'm just going to go ahead and say republish. Boom. And let's close that. And then just like that, I now have this more in-depth description. Look at it. It even is pulling, it's recognizing other cards, topic pages that are here, and then bubbling that up. So we have a COVID-19 one. COVID-19 is mentioned here. And boom, there's the Viva Topics connection to that. So anywhere you see underline, that's the only one that we have here. I could have asked for the names of a bunch of different, or an exhausted list, and then I would have had some additional ones show up in here. But you can see it's very easy to quickly create that content and to drop it in. So if you need content, we can do this for, creating articles about different content that maybe we want to come out to a page like here, and then go ahead and say, hey, I need to add some news, click a news post. And then when you're ready, when you're in your post, to go ahead, go in Discover, post what you want it to do. So let's say, let me clear this out, delete. And let's say, let's create a news story about what are the top 5 trends in healthcare. And this could be pharmaceuticals, it could be medical device manufacturing, it could be anything in healthcare today. And down here, I'm just going to click regenerate. So it should be looking at my new question. And we'll let it go ahead and spill that out. Boom. And there you go. It's starting to type it up. Healthcare is one of the most dynamic and rapidly evolving. So it's going to go ahead and grab all that information. And then I could, of course, take that and paste that into my post. So simple and easy. And that's what we want. Oh, and I'm covering over that. So let me drag me over here. There you go. So you can see it's going ahead and it's adding that. It did the same for the earlier. I was covered over it. But you can see how it'll go ahead and then permit that to take place. So let's go ahead and come on back to our deck. So having demonstrated that, how do we get started with this? Well, we have some resources. First of all, I've got the Edge Insider. Get onto that and then go ahead and download the Edge Insider channel. You can go ahead and download the Dev Edition. That'll give you that Bing icon up in there, right? We also have some information listed here around Viva Topics, so you can learn all about how that works. So then you can take your Bing piece, and it will prompt you right in line. If you're not set up for early adoption yet, it'll say sign up, and you can click, boom, the first time you open it, it'll walk you through. So easy peasy to get access. Then once you have it, you can start taking your topics and really augmenting them with some serious content. I do advocate that you don't just take it as is. I did that for time's sake, but go ahead and actually review and edit it as needed. But that's it. It's simple. It's easy. It's there. Thanks for viewing. We like to see folks here. There we go. Put me over here. We like to see you come into our blog. We're having lots of people asking a lot of questions lately about Viva or on generative AI. I thought I'd quickly show you how you can start doing stuff inline today and bringing that to bear. But heck, you can do that again. The same thing you could do with Engage, right? You could create a quick article or a paragraph to drop in about any topic, right? So anywhere where you have access to your browser, your Edge Dev Edition browser, you'll be able to grab that content and then pop it in. Again, you can always find myself and my colleagues at aka.ms/HLS blog. You can also find me personally, connect with me. Let's chat on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/in/Mike Giannotti. And finally, I'm also on Twitter at twitter.com/Giannotti. So thanks for joining. Please post your questions. Love to hear from you. I think you're going to start to hear and see a whole lot more with integrated scenarios with generative AI, not necessarily the Bing, but it could be in a whole bunch of different scenarios. But today you can do this. Today. It's available today. I just did it. So get started. And until next time, thanks for tuning in. Take care. And as always, ciao.